Coming to you from Studios 1162, Vantage Point starts right now.
Hey Eagle Nation, and welcome to Vantage Point,
where we see you.
I'm Rajane Atkinson.
And I'm Watson Barnes. Here's the latest news.
A group of Senate Republicans met with President Biden on Monday to discuss coronavirus relief legislation, but left with no deal in hand. Biden has proposed $1.9 trillion relief package that Democratic leaders want to move quickly through Congress. The 10-member GOP group, led by Senator Susan Collins of Maine, countered with the much smaller $618 billion proposal and appealed to Biden to make good on his campaign promises to seek bipartisan unity. It was Biden's first in-person meeting at the White House with lawmakers of either party since becoming president. The Black Lives Matter movement has been nominated for the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize for the way it's caused systemic change has spread around the world. In his nomination papers, Norwegian Member of the Parliament Peter Eid said he nominated the organization because it is bringing forward a new consciousness and awareness about racial justice. Eid also said the movement had forced countries outside the U.S. to grapple with racism within their own society. Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi founded the Black Lives Matter movement in 2013 after George Zimmerman acquittal for shooting 17-year-old Trayvon Martin.
In school-related news, the Journalism Education Association has named Teresa Scribner as the winner of its Diversity Award. Scribner will be recognized in a video presentation on April 10th during the JEA-NSPA National High School Journalism Convention. The Diversity Award celebrates journalism teachers and programs that demonstrate a commitment to cultural awareness and encourage a multicultural approach with their student media staff, while taking steps to break down the walls of misunderstanding and ignorance in journalism. Cleveland's softball team has been selected as one of the winners of the $5,000 Mariners Care Equipment Donation Grant. The organizers received over 45 applications from high schools across the state. Cleveland was just one of 10 schools to receive the award. If you're a student who wants to be part of Eagle Nation, Cleveland is hosting a virtual open house for incoming ninth graders and prospective students this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Sign up to attend at the link below.
It's Black History Month. February is traditionally a time to celebrate Black Americans for their contribution to the U.S. and the world. But in this time of racial reckoning, Black History Month is not just a time to recognize Black Americans who have paved the way. It is also a time to consider how we can create more racial justice in our daily lives.
Black history is important because it is so often left out of the history that we tell about this country, or when we do tell it, it gets very whitewashed, meaning it's like very one-sided in terms of like the perspective that we see when we look at history. A lot of the things that, when you look at a country's history and it's from that country's history and perspective, in their perspective, it's really very glorified and very like rah rah, this is all we have accomplished, but it doesn't necessarily acknowledge the I would say like poor decision making or human sacrifices that came along with that path to what some people might call greatness. Ethnic studies, going back to my original response, really is like a way for us to kind of reclaim the righteousness of our history. It's an opportunity for us to acknowledge where we have gone wrong in looking at history. And it's an opportunity for us to take on like a new approach to learning about history in a way that is reflective of the people whose histories have been rewritten or forgotten or left out on purpose. Also, it's an opportunity for white students to engage in an accurate portrayal of our history and ask deep questions. I've often been interviewed about things like this, and the question always comes up of like, how important are educators of color to students of color? And something that I think gets left out is also the value of educators of color for white students, because that is also shaking up their world in terms of what they've seen or who they've seen in positions of power and authority. And so I think that that's really important as well. And so, ethnic studies really is about decentering whiteness, and this idea that um, the identities that are typically associated with whiteness are often lifted up. And I think what ethnic studies does is not like pull those out, but just recenters with everybody in mind instead of with primarily white people.
Supply distribution day on Wednesday, February 10th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the main parking lot. Reserve your library books now so you have something to read over midwinter break. Books will be waiting for you at the pickup. For 11th and 12th graders in graphic design, this will be your last chance to pick up a new laptop. The PTSA will be holding its monthly meeting on Monday, February 8th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. The group is in dire need of volunteers to help with fundraising. Meetings are open to all members of the school community. A link to the meeting can be found on our school's website. The University of Washington is offering enrichment courses for high school students. These online classes will start in late March and include topics like building apps, digital photography, and building your writing skills. The registration deadline is March 15th, and courses begin the week of March 22nd. More information can be found in the weekly bulletin.
To participate in Cleveland's upcoming school sports, you can get a sports physical and teen health center. Call 206-263-2608 to schedule an appointment. To maintain COVID protocols, no walk-ins are allowed. Seniors, you only have until Friday, February 12th to order your cap and gown. The price is approximately $70. If seniors have any questions about their orders, they should call National Achiever at the number below with any questions.
Well, that's it for this episode. It's been a pleasure for us to see you from this vantage point.
Until next time, I'm Rajini Atkinson.
And I'm Watson Barnes.
Stay fly, Eagles, and keep soaring on.